On today's show, we are joined by the CEO of Harmon Brothers, and he shares with us the keys to making an effective viral marketing video. Harmon Brothers is the company behind the videos that you know, the commercials for Squatty Potty, the Purple Mattress, Chatbooks, and much, much more. Get ready to take notes as Benton Crane teaches you the super moves.
3, 2, 1, boom! You are now entering the dojo of Mojo and the Thrive Time Show.
Thrive Time Show on the microphone. What is this? Top of the iTunes charts in the category of business. Drilling down on business topics like we are a dentist. Providing you with mentorship like you are an apprentice. And we go so fast that you might get motion sickness. Grab a pen and pad to the lab. Let's get in this. It's time to bear some fruit like some Florida oranges. 3, 2, 1. Here come the business ninjas.
Sonic boom!
Yes, and yes! We've got Benton Crane on the brain. Benton Crane, welcome to the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
I'm fantastic. Thank you, Clay. Happy to be here.
Man, I am fired up to have you on the show here. Will you share with the listeners out there what you do for a living? What is your career?
Sure. I'm the CEO of Harmon Brothers, and people who haven't heard of Harmon Brothers have probably heard of our work. We're famous for commercials that we made for companies like Poopery, Squatty Potty, Purple Mattresses, Chatbooks, Lumi Deodorant, and many others. Oftentimes people refer to us as the viral video guys.
The viral video guys. Now, you have proven time and time again that there is a method for making videos that are clicky, that are sticky, videos that get stuck in your brain, the videos that take off, that catch on. Did you believe you can teach this to other people?
Absolutely. It's interesting because historically advertising was a world where advertisers kind of had a captive audience, and so they could just put any crap they wanted to in front of you, and you were just kind of stuck with it. Your commercial break comes on, you don't have anything else to do, so you're stuck watching lame commercials. But the internet has kind of changed that, and it's made it so that we can be much more choosy about the content that we see. And, you think about, you're about to watch a video on YouTube and an ad comes up prior. You can choose to watch that, or you can just hit the skip button and move on, or an ad shows up in your Facebook feed and you can choose to watch it, or you can just scroll past it. And so as advertisers, we've had to change our mindsets. And now we think about how do we make ads that people actually want to watch? How do we make ads that are so much fun that people choose to watch them and they don't have to be forced to? And not only do they want to watch them, but they want to share it with their friends because it's so much fun. It puts a smile on their face. It adds value to their day. And as an advertiser, when you can get that right, you can have a message that really spreads far and wide.
Now, if you were going to teach somebody, let's say you had somebody who was paying you to teach them how to make a viral commercial. And I know there's a lot more detail than what we could possibly cover in a half hour. But what are the core chunks or the core parts of a video that's going to work and it's going to take off? Just kind of walk us through the timeline of making a good 1-minute commercial.
Yeah, so, at a high level, the components that really have to be there and really have to fall into place are first, you actually have to have a message that sells, meaning you've got to have a product or a service that actually solves problems for people, something that people actually want, something that people actually need. And when you can craft a message where you're speaking to people in a way that resonates with them, and they actually want what you have to offer them, that's like step number one. And once you have that in place, then you can start to think about the entertainment aspect of it. Making it funny, making it shareable, making it memorable, making it surprising, how to catch people's attention. All of those things can come, but they all have to be secondary to the core, which is actually having something that people want and something that people care about.
So step one, you have to have a real product or a service that solves a real problem that your real ideal and likely buyers are actually willing to buy. But then in those first 5 seconds, what do you have to have in addition to once you have a great product or service that people actually want? What do you have to have in those first 5 seconds?
So in the first 5 seconds, we have to hook your attention. So, if we don't hook your attention in those first few seconds, then you're gone. You've scrolled past us. You're moving on to, to shinier objects. And so what we look for in a great hook is something that's surprising but very appropriate. And what I mean by that is oftentimes advertisers will try to use shock value just for the sake of being shocking. They'll think, hey, if I do this wild and outlandish thing, then I'm going to capture people's attention. And then once I have their attention, I'll be able to sell them something. But if they just focus on being surprising for surprising's sake, and they don't actually tie it back to the core message, then what that ends up doing is it just becomes confusing for the viewer, and the confused customer never buys. That's just a core rule. The confused customer will never make a purchase. And so we always go for surprising yet fitting. So an example that I love to use, we made a commercial for FiberFix repair tape, which is this fiberglass repair wrap that's 100 times stronger than duct tape. And to illustrate just how strong it was, we took 2 cars and we built a roll cage around each car. And on one of those cars, the roll cage was held together by duct tape. And on the other one, the roll cage was held together by this FiberFix repair wrap. And we threw both cars off of a cliff, which from a viewer's perspective, that's very surprising. You're going through your feed and all of a sudden you see these cars being thrown off of a cliff. It catches your attention. And the demonstration showed how the car that was, protected by duct tape was utterly destroyed. It was flattened like a pancake. But the one that was protected by FiberFix, it held strong. And so not only did we surprise you and capture your attention, but we did it in a way that tied back to the core message of showing how strong FiberFix is.
So you're saying that your hook has to be surprising yet fitting. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Now, and let's talk.
Let me give you a counter example, Clay.
Okay.
I remember several years ago there was a commercial for a company called Outpost.com. I'm pretty sure Outpost.com is now defunct, but in this commercial they had a marching band out on a football field out there, spelling the word Outpost.com. But to make it surprising, they released a pack of wolves to run out on the field and attack this marching band and wreak havoc on them. And of course, yes, that's surprising. And you're viewing it and you're going, whoa, what is this that I'm watching? You're surprised. But it wasn't fitting. It didn't tie back to what their core message was. And quite frankly, I don't even know what their core message was, and nor does anyone else who saw the commercial. And so they would have ended up with just a confusing message that, yes, it was surprising, it was attention grabbing, but then because it was confusing, it didn't actually result in sales.
So you got to have step number one. You've got to sit down and really think about it. You've got to sit down and go, do I have a product or service that people actually want? Step 2, you've got to make that great hook. What's step 3? Once you've gathered people's attention, what do you have to do?
Yeah. So after the hook, then you go into the problem so that you can transition into the solution. And the key when presenting the problem is presenting it in an empathetic way, showing, look, I know how you feel because I've been through what you're going through. I know what you're facing. And then that allows you to transition into presenting the solution that you offer with authority, because you already established that empathy to say, I understand, I know what you're going through. Now let me show you how I came out successful. Let me show you this product or this service that can help you be successful in your journey. So it's all about that empathy and authority.
So step 3 is introduce the problem, and you say, look, I know how you feel because I've gone through this as well. But then step 4 is, okay, you got to introduce the solution. So now let me show you how my product solves the problem. Is that right, Benton?
That's exactly right. And when you introduce the solution, that's where you're establishing the authority because you've been there, you've done that, and you've come out successful. Now let me show you how you can be successful.
Well, let's nerd out for a second on inexpensive gear. All right, let's do. There's got to be some entrepreneurs listening out there who are going, you know what? I am going to go to Harmon Brothers right now, and I'm going to hire these guys to make me a great commercial. And if they did that, what's that going to cost? If they hired you guys to make a commercial for their company, and I know you have all different budget ranges, but how much does that cost?
Yeah, I mean, like you say, the budget can range, from the low tens of thousands of dollars up into several hundred thousands of dollars, just depending on how crazy and wild you're getting. Throwing cars off of a cliff is not, that's not a low budget ad. But there is a lot that entrepreneurs can do in the lower end of the budget, especially startups who are starting out. They can't afford to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to get sales. They've got to be able to get sales on a shoestring budget. And so the principles that we teach are actually independent of the budget. Meaning if you follow the principles, you can drive the results. And then as your company grows and you can afford, more exciting, bigger budget things, you have the flexibility to do so. But you would never want to start that way.
In terms of your rules, do you have a book somewhere that people can buy or someplace they can go to kind of get your rules in writing or your proven principles for making videos that work?
Yeah, the best place is harmonbrothersuniversity.com. And that's where we've developed a series of courses to teach people to market like we market, and to apply the principles that that we use every day in our work.
That's harmonuniversity.com.
harmonbrothersuniversity.com.
harmonbrothersuniversity.com. Okay. Great. Now, in terms of the gear, what if I'm listening right now and I'm short on some cash? I got a tight budget. I'm a startup. What's the bare minimum gear? Give us what kind of camera can we get out the gate with to make videos that are credible looking?
I believe it or not, I'm actually not a gear expert
myself. Oh, come on.
I have lots of camera people on my team who love to geek out around this conversation. But quite frankly, Clay, you work with what is available to you. And, if you're at that point where the only thing that's available to you is your cell phone, then by all means use your cell phone. You can apply the principles. You can apply all of the things that make advertising work. You can apply it on a shoestring budget with the cell phone. And then as your company grows and as you progress and as you start getting income and revenue coming in the door, then you start to get the flexibility to say, okay, how do I take it up a notch? How do I make things look, more professional, more buttoned up? And you can start to get into, cinematic cameras and lights and those sort of things. But you don't have to start there.
Years ago, I used to work at a company called Faith Highway. We sold evangelism commercials to churches. And every once in a while, I'd go up in the editing room and watch people edit these commercials. And people would take hours and hours, which would turn into days, to come out with a 30-second commercial that was awesome. How long does it take you to edit a 60-second commercial?
Well, a lot longer than you would ever think or expect. To give you some context, some of our most famous ads, we refer to them as our hero campaigns. They're kind of the big budget, high production ads that that a lot of people know us for, like that Fiber Fix one I talked about. Believe it or not, those ads actually take 6 months from beginning to end to go through the whole entire process of coming up with a concept, going through the writing phase, and then the storyboarding phase, and then producing what we call an animatic, which is basically just a very rough draft version of what the ad will become. And then you go through pre-production, and then you film, you have several days on set, and then you go into post-production.
But the commercials you make have definitely increased the sales for some of your clients, right? I mean, some of these commercials, they took a long time to make, and they were expensive. But what kind of return on investment have you seen for some of your clients? Have the clients seen direct sales as a result of the commercials?
Oh, huge. So, Poopery, I think prior to our campaign, they they were operating at somewhere around $7 million per year. And then, we helped them grow to, I think it was about $30 million per year the next year. Similar for Squatty Potty. I think they went from about $4 million per year to $30 million. Purple went from 0 to, now they're a publicly traded company with a market cap of over $400 million.
What?
And the list goes on and on. Lumi deodorant went from about $1.5 million per year to 30. So yeah, huge growth for these companies.
What was the name of the deodorant you recommended? The deodorant company?
Yeah, so Lumi deodorant, Lume. It's an all-natural deodorant that actually works.
Wow.
And it kind of what sets them apart is it's a deodorant for, armpits and private parts.
Wow.
Which, like many of the things we've tackled, it's a pretty taboo subject, similar to like poopery or Squatty Potty or something.
Wow. Okay. There it is right there, folks. If you're looking for the kind of deodorant that you can put on your crotch, check out Lume. These guys, Lume deodorant.com. That's lumedeodorant.com. Go up to the website and watch. That's lumedeodorant.com. Go to lumedeodorant.com, and you can watch deodorant right there that is so good you can put it on your crotch. Is that the tagline? Is that the backup tagline you're working on?
Well, it is now. You just etched it into stone for us. So there it is.
Now, you got the Lume. Lume do you have a commercial on YouTube for Lume?
Absolutely. Yeah, we've got a couple of them out there.
I'm not going to paint you into a corner here with this next question, but I do want to ask you here. I'm sure you've heard a lot about the YouTube censorship that's going on. It has some Democrats upset, has some Republicans upset. A lot of people are upset going, why are they taking this out? Why are they cutting this out? Why are they what are your thoughts as a video advertiser marketing guy about the fact that YouTube is now censoring things? And again, I'm not looking for a political answer for, you're pro-Trump or anti-Trump. I don't want to paint you into a corner like that. I just wanted to know, what are your thoughts about the censorship of videos right now?
So for me personally, I hate any sort of forced government censorship. I think it just goes fundamentally against, our First Amendment rights of freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Now, that said, YouTube and Facebook are not government. They're private organizations. And so my opinion on it is that as a private organization, they can choose what they want to put on their platform and what they don't want to.
Yeah.
Now, do I feel like I'm aligned with their decisions? Not usually. But I feel like they have every right to do that, and it just opens up the door for other platforms to come in and fill a need that they're not willing to fill for whatever reasons. But, their decision.
Well, I will say this. Let's just say that you are a conservative or a liberal listening today, and let's say there's a video up there that you wanted to see today that was in favor of your political views or maybe agreed with your faith and values, and that video got deleted. You can probably take a guess at the worldview of YouTube or Facebook when you see what has been deleted, because there are some videos on YouTube that are just bad. I mean, you know what I mean? There's violent videos, there's negative videos, there's a lot of lewd and crude videos, and so when you see something that gets deleted, they'll kind of let you know the political leanings of that organization. Is it okay if we play just the audio here of your Lume deodorant commercial? Can we do that? Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay, let me cue it up here.
Maybe you've tried Lume, but are still as ripe as Francois's fine cheeses. Oh, Francois, take it. Apply Lume to that. Do not fear. Before Lume works its magic, your body must be primed. To prime yourself, shower once a day, or as we say in France, once a month. Next, dry off and work Lume into your underarm. Voila! After 4 days, old deodorant and toxins will be removed from your underarms. Your bacteria will stop eating your sweat and farting. Your body will be primed.
Still not working after 4 days? It's probably your clothes. They stink, and not just because they're tacky.
Old, waxy deodorant residue remains on your clothes, trapping bacteria and their odors in the fabric. Wash
after wash. So even after switching to Lumi, when your body heat warms your clothes, the bacteria trapped inside continue to eat your sweat and farts. Ooh la la. But the fix is easy. Simply treat the wax stains with a natural pit stain remover, like Nature's Miracle or Persil. These products break down the waxy residue and clean out that BO. Just spritz the pits, wait, and wash. Adieu.
Do you write these, or who writes these commercials?
So we've got a writing team who writes those. So what you just heard was actually not an ad for Lumi. That was actually a how-to instructional video for customers who have purchased it. That was a video that teaches them how to use it.
Okay.
The actual ads that are introducing it to people would start more from square one, like we talked about, a hook, problem, solution, so on and so forth.
Let me cue it up. I have one that's 3 minutes and 35 seconds long. Does that seem more like it? It's kind of a musical theme?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
It is a musical ad, so I don't know how it will do without the visuals. But yeah, you're welcome to give that a play.
Let me give it a little 30 seconds or so, just to kind of put our beak into the water, just to get the beak wet for the listeners here. Here we go.
Sure.
I tried deodorant that clogged my pores.
Me too.
Turns out aluminum, and I do not agree. All natural gave me a stench like yours.
The product was expensive,
But the rash was free! Well, I was looking for a little more fresh air. There was no answer for the stench we get down there. You want a way to not be fumy? Come, my friends, you need Lumi. I found Lumi and I lost my stench. So fancy, I somehow became French. Natural deodorant that actually works for your pits, your feet, and your privates.
Lumi is the world's best natural deodorant and the only deodorant
Andrew,
for everyone's
I
everything.
can't turn it off. It's
One
pulling me in.
application lasts up to 3 days.
I don't feel like I'm being sold to
That's longer
now.
than my last
I'm being
marriage.
sucked in.
He was needy.
Here we go.
In
I'm trying
fact, in a head-to-head study
Andrew,
with
you
Native and
know what I'm
Schmidt,
saying? It's like it
Lumi
pulls us in.
controls
I can
over
feel it.
6
Oh, man.
times longer than both. Lumi has no aluminum, no baking.
Okay, I've got to turn it off, but I don't want to turn it off. I want to keep
soda,
watching.
And no anthrax.
But I'll turn it off. But I want to keep watching.
Am I implying other brands have
I won't do that again.
anthrax?
But seriously,
Legally,
I just want to see a little
and
more.
with no baking soda.
Seriously, you do
Anthrax.
these great commercials that people want to watch, and I understand you have a contest going on right now. Tell us about the contest that you have going, and maybe how our listeners can get involved.
Sure. So we're calling it the 100K Poop to Gold giveaway. And basically what that means to us is that there are a ton of people and a ton of businesses who are finding themselves in a really crappy situation right now. And, rather than just getting stuck in that crappy situation, now is the time to innovate
I tried
and to come up with new ideas and to get out of that crappy situation. And we want to help businesses do that. And so to that end, we're doing this 100K giveaway where we're going to give away a $100,000 campaign made by my team.
Wow.
For the winning company. And we're also going to help 10 other companies. Only the grand prize winner will get the 100K campaign, but all 10 companies will get specific training from us on how to advertise, even in a hard time like what many businesses find themselves in today.
So you're giving away, if somebody competes in the contest and they win, you're giving them a $100,000 video campaign?
Exactly.
So tell us all the details of how we can get involved. Like, what do I have to do if I'm listening right now and I say, I want to get involved. I want to do it. What do I have to do? Where do I need to go? Walk me through it.
Okay, so you just go to harmonbrothers.com/gold. That's harmonbrothers.com/gold. And there you'll find instructions and details on how you get to participate. So you just go and apply, and then we will select 10 semifinal winners. And those 10 semifinal winners are going to get training on how to do ads like we do them on a budget, a very tight budget. And we'll get all 10 of those companies started. And then from those, we'll choose 5 finalists. And the 5 finalists will get to work one-on-one with my team. We'll coach them through the next step of the process, which is making their own ads that sell. And then finally, from that group of 5, we'll select a grand prize winner who my team will then step in and make a $100,000 campaign for them.
Wow. So maybe what are some other details about this contest that our listeners need to know if they want to get involved? I want to make sure that everybody is 100% clear on what they need to do, and just what else do you think our listeners need to know to be a participant in this contest?
Yeah, so specifically, we're looking for companies who are making an impact in the world. And when I say impact, that doesn't necessarily mean that, like, you're out trying to plant trees or, end world hunger or something like that. What I mean by making an impact is you're providing a real product or service that solves a real problem for people who need it. And in my mind, those are the messages that need to get out there, because those are the products and the services that really help people and solve real problems for people. And so if you're an entrepreneur who has a real product or service that's solving a real problem, then all you need to do is tell your story on your favorite platform. If you like Instagram, use Instagram. If you like LinkedIn, use LinkedIn. Tell your story. Tell us what it is you're doing. Tag Harmon Brothers and use the hashtag #PoopToGold. Once again, you'll get all of these instructions when you go to that website that I said, harmonbrothers.com/gold. You'll see all the instructions there. But that's basically it. We want to identify those companies, have them tell us their story, and then we'll select 10 of them.
Got it. Okay. And then again, what's the web address I need to go to right now if I want to get involved in the contest?
harmonbrothers.com/gold.
Man, I appreciate you doing that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for the listeners. And again, your campaigns have helped to dramatically increase the value of companies. I think that really is where I buy into what you're selling or buy into what you guys do, because I've seen a lot of people that make great videos, but they just don't convert into sales. And I think that's where you guys are in a different league. Would you agree that that's what kind of separates you guys?
Absolutely. It's one thing to say, yeah, our videos have been viewed over 1.5 billion times, but what really matters is that they've driven, well over $400 million in sales for our clients.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, it's those sales that keep the businesses afloat, right?
Benton, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being on the show and for putting together this great contest and event for all the small business owners out there. I know so many business owners are in a tough spot right now, and this may be just the thing that somebody needs to reinvigorate their sales and take their company to the next level. Again, just thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Clay. I appreciate you having me on.
And now, without any further ado, 3, 2, 1, boom!
There have always been people who don't believe. They don't believe in hard work. They don't believe in responsibility. Ultimately, they don't believe in themselves. They believe in shortcuts, in luck. They believe that outside circumstances control who succeeds and who doesn't. It's just the luck of the draw. But you are not one of these people. You believe that no matter what your circumstances tell you, success is still possible. And you accept this responsibility because you want to achieve something great. You're hungry for it. You chase it from the moment your eyes open in the early morning. You chase it into all hours of the night when others have given up, when others have said that it couldn't be done. You've kept pushing because you believe that success is not a game of chance. Success is a choice that you make every single day. That's what you believe.
Discover the world's most affordable and effective Business School today at thrivetimeshow.com.